everybody.
Kim and Aaron here, and today we are at the Noah's Ark Encounter in Williamstown, Kentucky.
This is pretty incredible. This is a life-size Noah's Ark built according to the dimensions in the Bible, and she's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, beautiful craftsmanship. We're gonna take you inside of the Ark today, and it's gonna tell us the whole story of Noah's Ark.
We're gonna see a lot of animals. I believe there's animatronics in there as well. I think there's 3 decks on the Ark, so we're excited and we're bringing you with us. It's kind of a cloudy day today, but I kind of feel like maybe that's appropriate.
All right, let's go check out Noah's Ark.
Let's do it. In case you guys are new, I am Erin and Kim is behind the camera. And we wanted to give you a little information. You do have to pay for parking here at the Ark Encounter. If you have a regular vehicle, it is $15. We live in our RV full time and we brought her today, so that will be $20. You can purchase your tickets ahead of time online at the Ark Encounter website, or you can purchase them here today like we did. It was $138 and change for the 2 of us. You do have to take a shuttle too once you buy your tickets. They do have shuttles that bring you from the parking lot up to the Ark Encounter.
Yeah, so nobody can just come up to the Ark. You have to pay full price to be able to come all the way up here to where the Ark is.
To be able to even get a decent view of her. So you do take a shuttle back, but we're excited. We're ready to go check her out, so let's do this.
The bus drops you off right here on the other side of this rainbow arch, and you walk underneath the rainbow, and then you get the beautiful view of the life-size Noah's Ark. It is huge.
Yeah. So the Ark is 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 51 feet high. And it's a full-size Noah's Ark built to the dimensions given in the Bible.
Yep.
Which I just think is absolutely crazy. And how did he do that? How?
Took like 75 years or something?
No, like wow.
We're gonna learn today.
Yeah.
Okay, it starts to feel even bigger the closer you get up to it. Wow. I feel like we're getting on a cruise ship. Right? We're going on a cruise today. Now that we're closer, you can actually see how impressive this structure really is.
Yeah, the Ark Encounter is the largest timber frame structure in the world, built in part by skilled Amish craftsmen from standing dead timber.
Wow.
It's so creepy.
Welcome to the Ark. They need to hurry, the storm is almost here. Inside, we can hear the storm coming. There's a large structure that represents a cross section of the Ark's multi-layered hull. We are in the Ark, and you can already see some of the animal cages right here.
This is their water. I guess that would be their food.
Can you hear in there? On the 17th day of the 2nd month of Noah's 600th year, all the fountains of the great deep burst forth and the floodgates of the heavens opened. On the same day, Noah, his wife, his sons, and his sons' wives entered the Ark. All the livestock, every beast, every winged creature, and every creeping thing in which is the breath of life went into the Ark 2 by 2. Yeah. A lot more creatures.
Sounds so realistic. I want to pet whatever's in there.
So they do give you a map showing what is on each deck. It's also a whole map of the whole Ark Encounter, everything that they have here. The petting zoo there at the top, the Ark, they have a buffet, they have a whole little village, so they have a lot to do here. Here's the smaller animal cages. They have smart feeders. Noah's family may have been used automated processes to handle many other responsibilities related to the animal care. Food and water systems could have been used to contain several days worth of nourishment, allowing creatures to eat and drink whenever they wanted. And then their droppings, slotted floors in the cages combined with series of angled trays placed beneath them would move the waste from many of the animals to collect tray at the bottom of the stack that could be quickly cleaned. So the droppings would collect here, down there, and then they would just sweep it out.
The ingenuity,
Right?
thousands of years ago.
To be able to feed all of these different animals in all of these cages. And they keep making like creepy sounds, and like you walk past and it like will scare you because it's so loud.
I keep hearing hogs and pigs over here.
Pigs over here?
Yeah.
So the pots along the wall are for food.
Food, water, and other items like storing food for animals and for Noah and his family.
And was Noah required to bring spiders and insects on the ark?
Was he?
No, because they were believed to be able to survive the flood. So they think they only brought like delicate ones like butterflies and stuff like that that possibly could not survive.
That makes sense.
So in here are the reptiles and the amphibians, the ones that have these like cloth covers on them.
So they can't escape.
They cannot escape. Did you know there's dinosaurs on the ark?
I do now.
Look how many animals. Different kinds, 14 of each kind. There's clean animals, flying creatures, unclean and or flightless. So in total there was 6,744 total animals, and they go over each of them here. So the primarily aquatic animals were not required to be on the ark because they could survive the flood.
Seals, sea lions, walruses, those types.
Once again, here are the dimensions of the ark. 510 feet, 51 feet by 85 feet. Everything fits. There are 1,398 animal kinds on board the ark, and they all needed food, water, and waste disposal. So here's a look at some of the numbers. They needed 322,000 gallons of water. This is pretty crazy. Oh, and here's how the measures up against the Titanic. Was 883 feet, so a little bit larger than the Ark. Statue of Liberty is 306. An airplane is 250. How long did it take to build the Ark? It was likely that it was 75 years. So the Ark is ADA friendly, and they have ramps everywhere. They also rent EVC scooters and all that. So anybody can come here, and there's elevators.
If you don't want to.
Yeah.
Walk the ramps here.
Yeah, there's ramps and everything.
Are you ready for deck 2?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Look, it tells us here to look up.
Wow.
So you can see the different floors. And they have these like skylights. So it brings in light as well. That's nice. Just want to say we are here on a Saturday, so there are tons of people here. So I'm trying to film the best I can with all the people who are here.
I was saying I can't imagine what it must be like on like spring break.
During busy times,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Because this is just a regular Saturday at the end of April.
Yeah.
You just see how massive the wood is. Can you hug it? On each floor they do have places where you can grab some snacks and some food. Here they have like fudge and cookies and popcorn.
I wonder if they had fudge on the Ark originally.
Doubtful. Here on the second floor they also have a little gift shop area here as well.
A lot of beautiful things.
Erin likes the baskets. How much does it cost?
Absolutely beautiful. And it is $139.99.
What a deal.
It's gorgeous.
Here's a look at the door of the Ark. So cool. We just took our pictures in front of the door that they used to get on the Ark.
I am the door. Whoever enters through me will be saved. So cool.
So there's so much information here on the Ark. You could spend just hours and hours in here reading about everything.
Literally open to close. That's probably what it would take to read every
little thing in here. It would take a lot of time.
Noah was born a little more than 1,000 years after God created everything. Man's wickedness had spread, but it was partly held in check by the older generations who still called on the name of the Lord. Noah clearly learned how to work with wood and may have also been trained to work with metals to make tools and braces for the construction of the ark. The call.
Read it loud.
You shall make an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it with pitch inside and outside. Here is how you shall make it. The ark's length shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Make a window for the ark, finishing it in a cubit from above, and set the door in the ark side. Build it with lower, second, and third decks. Behold, I will bring floodwaters on the earth to destroy all flesh under heaven, in which is the breath of life. Everything on earth shall die.
This area here talks about why Noah was a good choice to build the ark, and he had the skills necessary to do it that he learned at a young age. Blacksmithing on the ark. Noah and his family may have worked with metal while on the ark to maintain tools, wagons, and other equipment. Woodworking on the ark. The daily labors of animal care on the ark probably required the presence of a workshop. Tools, wagons, and cages may have undergone occasional maintenance and repairs. In addition, Noah and his family may have done woodworking for personal crafts and to prepare for life after the flood.
There are about 1,400 kinds of animals on the ark, and this works out to be fewer than 7,000 animals. I don't remember the exact numbers.
Daily labor. What would it take to care for the animals? For 8 people, taking care of nearly 7,000 animals would have been rather time-consuming. The Bible does not specify what methods Noah's family used to care for the animals. However, even with the mechanical systems to assist them, the feeding of the animals and removal of their waste must have required much time and effort. Found some of the bigger cages for the bigger dinosaurs. Look at this guy. It's got like a flat bill. This is so cool. This place is massive. There are tons and tons of people here. Look at all these big cages. Wow.
I'm so impressed. This is a really, really cool equipment.
What is this?
It's kind of cute too.
They look kind of scary to me.
And look how they would feed them.
Oh, from that
Down
tube?
the chute.
You see the chute, and then the food goes down the tube. Pretty smart. And you can see this is how they gave them the water. The water down there, and they drink away from there. Here's the hippos. And as you notice, there is 2 of every kind.
So they can make babies.
Here's the giraffes. Their necks don't look as long though.
Much shorter.
I think I read that they brought like the smallest kind of like each species, so they didn't take up as much room. So as you can see up here, that's how they would feed all of the animals, just putting the food down the tubes. Pretty cool. You can look closely up here. There's just so much detail in this. It's incredible how they stacked everything and made everything fit. There's even a movie going on behind you here. So this is the Noah interview. And there's a screen over here that tells you how much time's left in the current movie and when the next show will start. Spooky animal encounters. What do animals do when Noah's family is sleeping?
Aww. Looks like a little ferret or a fox.
I feel like we're in a haunted house. Kids can go down in there. I will not be going down in there. Oh, you can hear all the sounds. This is a good place to scare people. Oh! Which animals were brought onto the ark? The Bible says that Noah brought representatives of every land-dependent, air-breathing animal kind. Kind is a broader category than species and usually includes many species. This place is just massive.
And full of people right now.
So many rooms, so much information, so much to read. So just be prepared to read a lot when you come here.
And give yourself plenty of time. You ready for deck 3?
Heading into the living quarters here. Noah's family, him and his wife, and then his 3 sons and their wives.
I'm excited for this area.
Yeah, we're gonna see how they lived.
Yeah.
So we're on deck 3. Oh, here's a lot of the food. Looks like cabbage and onions. Wow. Plants up here in the pots. This is where they would grow the food. Here is the kitchen. See some breads up there. Wow. Bunch of garlic. This is really cool. So this is what they would cook in bacon.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool. It goes all the way up here.
Exhaust.
Exhaust. That's pretty cool. Here's their bowls, plates, spoons, some baskets. Here's where they would eat and meet together. So growing food on the ark. It says that Noah and his family probably received most of their sustenance from foods that could have been stored for the many months aboard the ark. Grains, root vegetables, legumes, and nuts. Fresh fruit was likely not on the menu, but dried and preserved fruits may have been. Look up here. Here is the loom. Looms have been long used to produce clothing, rugs, and tapestries from various threads. That's cool.
Done for thousands of years.
Right? And here's where they would relax after a long day. It looks pretty comfy.
I would totally take a nap there.
Totally take a nap right there. Lots of birds up here on this deck as well. I guess they had to sleep next to the chirping birds.
Probably help, either put you to sleep or wake you up. Noah and the dove. After the ark landed on the mountain in the region of Ararat, Noah sent out a raven and then a dove to find out if the ground had dried. 7 days after the dove returned without any evidence of dry land, he sent it out again. This time the dove returned with proof that he had hoped for. So the dove returned with the olive leaf. So that's how Noah knew that the waters had receded. So it's pretty amazing.
Here's Noah's study and library that contained the majority of his personal items that he saved up. But it gives him a quiet place to read, write, and carve wood. Now we're going into the section about the flood and what happened outside of the ark. In approximately 1 year, the wicked pre-flood world consisting of a supercontinent is destroyed and a new world with 7 continents rises from the waters. They are covered with layers of fossil-filled sediment deposited by water, testifying of the biblical account in Genesis. Noah's family is given an opportunity to start over to be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. How did the waters cover mountains?
The Bible states that the waters of the flood covered the highest point to the depth of 15 cubits. Once the waters covered the highest mountains, it can no longer be a local flood.
They covered all the mountains. Why were they in the ark so long? Noah's family was aboard the ark for about a year. This is far too long for any local flood and only makes sense with a global flood. So over here is the story of the flood, and then this room talks all about the Ice Age. The next room talks about the Tower of Babel. So there's literally just so many rooms. We can't possibly show you everything. There's so much here.
We'll be here for a week. Be fruitful and multiply. After the flood, Noah's descendants spoke one language. The Lord told them to multiply and fill the earth. They fulfilled the first part of this command as the world's population quickly grew. Unlike the animals that spread out to every corner of the globe, the people stayed together, refusing to fill the earth. Since the people refused to scatter, God put an end to their rebellion and accomplished his purpose by confusing their language. No longer able to communicate with each other, the people abandoned their efforts and departed from Babel.
Is this beautiful or what?
It's incredible.
If you take away anything from this place, it's that this place is beautifully made.
So incredible.
Heading out now. But I learned that there's no outside section. So you can't go out on the deck or look out or anything like that. Everything is inside.
Just as the ark would be.
We're literally just looking at how like massive the wood is. And like how do they make like
Everything?
yes, everything. How did they do it?
It's insanity.
Right? This is some thick wood.
It's just so impressive and overwhelming, and the amount of information in here is really, really overwhelming.
Look, this is how they would make rope. That's really cool. Right?
I'd be pretty strong to do all this stuff on this boat.
They have a model of the ark here as well that you can see in through on the other side.
Like all the areas where they had all the larger animals and the walkway over.
You see the other animals down here. Wow. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Heading to the gift shop. Oh, they also have a virtual reality experience here. Experience Noah loading the animals stowaway aboard the ark and marvel over the rainbow in stunning virtual reality. Here's a look at the gift shop. They have a whole Christmas section and lots of other souvenirs that you can get here at the Ark Encounter. Okay, this gift shop area is just as overwhelming as the rest of the ark. There's stuff everywhere. Candy kitchen here as well. Ooh, look at this. They're making candy. Caramel apples. It smells delicious. Probably gonna be on the hunt for a sticker for our RV. Got some stickers here and we found the one that we're gonna get. Ark Encounter. We exited out of the Ark gift shop. And over here is the zoo.
We're going to see the animals.
Let's go see some animals. Over here to the left is the buffet. You said it's $20 for the buffet?
I think so. No.
Not a bad price. So this is included with your admission to the Ark Encounter. Aww. How fun. Oh, is this where the kangaroos are? Just eating. Oh, it's coming over here.
Look at me.
He's like, I want some food too. Y'all are so dang cute. Look at their tails. It's so cool. Look at their hands. Their little claws. Yeah. Look at them up. I love it.
They're so cute.
So cute. There's a bunch more over here. I guess it's feeding time.
Yeah, everybody's hungry.
You got an itch? Look at these guys. This is a gray crowned crane. Oh, look at that hairdo.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I think they're talking to the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that?
What is that? They're like looking at it. What is this?
Binturong.
Binturong. What is that? I've never heard of this ever.
Known as a bear cat.
A bear cat. So they are native to Southeast Asia, and it's actually neither a bear or a cat. Ooh, a porcupine.
It says their body scent smells like buttered popcorn. Isn't that interesting?
Those things?
Yeah.
They're what?
Their body scent smells like buttered popcorn.
Oh, well that's not bad.
I want one.
Would you like a porcupine?
Oh, he's sleeping.
A sleepy porcupine?
Yeah.
Look at those porcupines. He's sleeping.
The quills are insane.
Wow. They do have a camel experience here that costs extra. I think you can feed them or you can do a camel ride. So they have this little barn petting zoo area where you can go in with the goats, get them little pets. All of a sudden this alpaca got a view of the dog and started walking over. So curious about the service dog here. Yeah, look at him. He's like, is that one of me? Yeah. How funny. He is just so interested in the dog. Wow. So funny. How old is she? She. So we finished with the zoo. It's a cute little zoo. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. But this is the other side of the Ark.
Not as...
Has these big buildings on the back side of it.
I think
so it doesn't look anything like the other side.
I think that's where like the bathrooms are and everything, I think.
Besides the buffet, they also have a smokehouse grill. It smells really good actually. They got
smells amazing.
Brisket sandwich, pulled pork sandwich, mac and cheese bowl, loaded baked potato, some kids meals.
And they include a drink.
Yeah, so you don't have to just get the buffet.
Yeah. We have our RV, so we're gonna make lunch when we get back there. But I think that would be a really good option.
Because you can definitely spend a lot of time here, so food is...
You could work up an appetite.
Necessary. I do wish you were able to see the view from way up there though. They have another restaurant here, Southwest Grill. Looks like they got tacos, walking tacos, taco bowls.
Quesadillas.
They also have burgers, chicken sandwiches, and pizza.
Looks like there's ice cream and sweet treats.
And ice cream. So they got it all.
Yep.
They also have this giant play area for the kiddos. Tons of stuff to climb and play on. And they also have this little zip line contraption. I want to do this. This looks so fun. Oh, to be a kid again. One last look at the beautiful Ark. Definitely a sight to see and experience. Back on the bus we go.
We made it back to the RV. there were just so many people around, so we decided to do the outro here. But my overall experience was, I felt quite overwhelmed, honestly. There's so much information in the Ark to go over and to see, and there were just so many people. So I would say pro tip would probably be to come during the week.
For sure, because they're also closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
So the only weekend day they're open was Saturday,
Yeah.
and that was the day that we had to come today. Unfortunately, our travels, that's just how it worked out.
But yeah, so I would suggest coming during the weekend if it's, come during the week if it is possible for you. But the Ark was, amazing to see how the vastness of it.
Massive, so massive.
Yeah, like it was just crazy, and like how Noah was able to construct that thing, and how all the animals were stored. The living quarters was honestly probably like my favorite thing to see, just to get an idea of like what it might have looked like, and it was pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, my favorite part was getting to see all the different kinds of animals and how they look different from the animals that are in our world today.
Right.
But also seeing the dinosaurs, the fact that there was dinosaurs on the Ark, I didn't know that.
I had no idea either. It's funny, like the things you learn, like when you come to something like this. And I mean, the fact that there's 3 levels that you can go, you know, just all the information, like overwhelming amount of information. But you definitely can learn a lot. I feel like we definitely did today.
Yeah. Bring your walking shoes. It is a lot of walking,
Yes.
especially the whole zoo part on the outside too. Even more walking.
Which is a great touch too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's, a big part of the Ark was bringing all the animals.
Yep.
So to be able to walk through a petting zoo also, we got to pet some really sweet goats. And also you were able to feed the camels if you wanted to pay extra, which I think would be a really cool experience too. But yeah, definitely a nice touch having the zoo right here on the property.
But this was amazing to see in person.
Yeah.
Definitely really cool that they built something like this.
Right
Here in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, who knew? This is actually something we only realized that existed recently. So I'm really excited that we got to come check it out and bring you guys with us. Let us know in the comments if you have been here before and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Walking under the rainbow coming in was like so cool too. Like that was just like a way to be like welcomed to the Ark. We met majority of the people working here were also incredible.
Very friendly.
So friendly, willing to help answer your questions.
Take pictures for you.
Yes. So that's definitely a nice touch. And taking the shuttles to and from was comfortable and nice too.
Yeah, just so you know, you cannot just come to the Ark and pull up and see it.
Right.
You have to pay for parking, and from the parking lot they make you show your ticket before you even get on the bus to drive up to the Ark.
Yeah.
So you have to pay for parking and pay for your ticket in order to see it.
Yeah, you're not getting close without it.
Nope. So they're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people would just want to drive up and take pictures of the outside, but you cannot do that.
Right. So they know what they're doing.
We hope you enjoyed this video. We enjoyed making it for you.
Yes, we definitely had a wonderful time. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit your like button. If you are new to our channel and you're not subscribed, please do that. Like we said in the beginning of the video, we do live in our RV full time, and we are taking a road trip up to New Hampshire to work camp for the summer, and we would love to have you join us. We like to do fun things, eat yummy things, and just show you our lives.
Our next video after this will be Jungle Jim's International grocery store outside of Cincinnati. Looks like a super cool grocery store.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's supposed to be really quirky and zany and huge and have food from all over the world. So we're gonna definitely film that. We'd love you guys to watch that with us too. So join us in that adventure, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye y'all.